Hey YouTube, this is going to be a pretty weird video. One, it's going to be kind of clumsy because I haven't really planned it out or rehearsed it. Two, it'd be pretty weird for me to make a video that I consider pretty important when I know not many people, probably less than a dozen, will see it. But I'll have a record of it and it'll be on the internet, and just things that I'm trying to get said in other media, in my website, and it's just so slow, going so slowly, because what I want to say is like very complex, and I may never get it out. But basically, here's kind of the short version of everything. I think what happened after 9/11 is that America, we as Americans, have been suffering from post-traumatic stress syndrome. I mean that really, as a disease. You know, there are two boys now that just found were kidnapped in Missouri. There was this girl that was kidnapped and held by some fake preacher guy and his wife for a couple of years. I don't remember her name now. But there's this weird phenomenon when that happens, that those people all had opportunities to escape. But what they had to face was so bizarre, so unexpected, so totally out of the realm of what they could really accept, that they found ways of adapting to that situation and just accepting things that they would not have known they would accept. And so, though physically they would have opportunities to escape, mentally they couldn't. They were just locked into that situation. I think that's what happened to us. If we look at what George Bush has done, you remember we almost threw Nixon out, and he did resign the presidency, and what did he do? He kind of hid some information about a little 2-bit burglary that wouldn't have done, you know, there was no national security involved. I mean, after all, they were trying to steal plans from the Democratic Party. Duh. I mean, you know they're going to be third-grade stuff anyway. There are no real plans. And then we were almost to impeach Bill Clinton for a little oral sex and a cigar fetish in the Oval Office. Those are absolutely inconsequential, minor things, but there's a big uproar about it. You know, the same thing with the Dixie Chicks comment, you know. And yet we have a president now that we know lies to us and lies to us and lies to us over and over again. He may well be driven by some bizarre religious concept or vision of himself being a prophet of God or something like that. And then to dare say to the Democrats, okay, you come up with a plan that will work before you criticize mine. Well, George, there is no plan that will work. Nothing can get us out of there alive. Nothing can get us out of Iraq honorably. You know, there'd be no big deal. We always end up deserting countries anyway. Look back in history. But the same thing, this problem we're in over there now is so serious, there is no way out. There is no way out without creating worse trouble than existed before we ever went in there. You know, you can't always change policies and change the world. And so that's just so disingenuous about it. I think it's pathetic. And then the other thing was Dick Cheney. I heard, I don't know, some show Sunday, say something, I don't remember the exact quote, but it's something everybody's heard. He said, you know, that as leaders, they can't just, you know, wet their finger and put it in the wind and make their decisions based on which way the public opinion is blowing. What in the fuck does he think this is supposed to be? Well, democracy is supposed to be run by the people and the people's opinions and the way the people want things done. Jesus Christ, I can't believe that we're not in chaos already, because we ought to be. Now, I know I'm getting close to kind of dangerous ground here, so I want to make sure that I make myself clear so I don't have the fucking CIA and all that shit talking about me. I am not talking at all in any way about any kind of armed intervention in the government. no kind of assassinations, no kind of violence. That's not going to work. And it's not, I'm not doing it because of moral reasons or even because of the law. I'm doing it because I think that terrorism and that idea is the present evolution of war, and that's how it's going to be done for the foreseeable future. And we've already got in America plenty of armed bands of militia, the right-wing guys that are holed up and believe they're going to be at war with the government. You know, they may have 50 caliber machine guns, and they may have a rocket shard, a fired rocket or two, but they don't have cruise missiles. They don't have fleets of tanks. One, you can't win that way. It's just not a way to change things by destroying things. When you tear down all the buildings, you tear down everything you've got, what else are you going to get but the kind of chaos we've got in Iraq, in Afghanistan? We get the same damn thing in prison. You put people in hopeless situations and you band off. You got white people, black people, all fighting each other. And we're not that far away from that potential to happen in America. And it's very clear that the system we've got now cannot solve our problem, the way it operates. The Declaration of Independence said that it was a duty of the people. If a government is destroying them, harming, I don't remember the quotation right now, I should have got it before I said this, that the people have a duty to alter or change it, to alter or, well, get rid of it, you know, and I don't like that term. And Thomas Jefferson in the original version said to alter it. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, we don't want anything to happen in America that would kill a bunch of people and bring the government down. That's not going to do any good at all. But we do need something far, far more forceful and far, far more traumatic than what we've got now or ever had before. Except that time when we declared our independence from England. And George Bush is doing America as much damage and is just as evil a character as the original George III, King of England, when we rebelled against him. It's just that things are changing now. Don't go grabbing guns. God damn it, it won't do any good. It's not ever done any good, you know. But we need to find some way of revolting against the current system because it's not going to change. There's not going to be any kind of bipartisan agreement. There's not going to be anything. We need some senators to have the courage to do something drastic. I don't know what is constitutionally possible. I don't know whether you can, you know, one thing is the budget. They can cut off the money. We have to do all of that stuff at a level we've never done before, we've never seen before. And if it comes down to where somebody from the government doesn't correct itself, and it has to come to we the people, it's way too late for marches and stuff of that order. But we do have a nuclear weapon of sorts. We can stop this. And there's one way to stop it, and it requires what we just bragged about and sacrifice, and we send our kids over to be sacrificed, and that's called a general strike. Now, if we get mad enough to have a general strike, it's going to break everything down, and we'll have to pretty much start over. But by God, that's what we need to do, because we are impossibly mixed up now. It's chaos. And that's my rant. And I mean well by it. And I'm saddened by it. But we just are not noticing what's happening to us. Thanks. Bye.